Now it's on.
Now you're on.
I'm on. I have to be careful what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. 다 대배하고도 상황에 관대셔서 이렇게 수르기 샤시냐고도 항상 아마 yes,
I'll fix you. Yeah.
You can just give me this here.
Yeah. We'll put all the people on for you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you need to see everybody. There we go. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, it always starts out like that.
Yes. There in the Frankel Linda Spellman.
That's Marilyn from Vancouver Center in Canada. And that's Amanda.
Yes.
And they're part of the Zoom team.
Okay.
Amanda works and makes us documents, so we have everything to post. Marilyn is running the Zoom, and they coordinate with that. So you know your team.
Yes, I know my team now. Okay. 주주백이 더와. 까망한 더. Cassette. Tanta. Very good. Good morning, everybody. Okay, first, please take a deep breath. Inhale. And expand your chest and stomach. And exhale, release all the stress. Just be here in this place. Once more, please breathe in fully. And exhale. Once more, please breathe in fully. Exhale. Okay. Sweena. 콜로코는 그대샤. 네. Devi, what's your center's prayer booklet?
A daily practice.
Okay.
It has
Okay.
opening prayers, refuge.
The same?
The four of them.
All are same?
Yes.
Okay.
And then tracking.
You have this, everybody has the same?
Yes.
Everyone has the same? Oh, okay. Okay. Same. Okay. First, please open page 5. As we have in the prayer, so please contemplate in the meaning of these prayers and cultivate the mind according to the meaning, which we'll go through more discussions later. Okay. We all just will do in English 3 times each. Okay. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Please open next page. The 4 immeasurable prayers. May all mother sentient beings, boundless the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and causes of suffering. May the rest never be free from sorrow. May the attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that's free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that's free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Thank you. Okay. Now this next 2 days, we will have some discussions, reflecting Dharma teachings, and we should all appreciate that we have this opportunity Many of you have met many great teachers and have read many books. So I may not have anything special to say, but just to reflect, refresh our memory. And I'm grateful that you are here, that you are interested in this, and not only just interest, but you have strong kind of a keen kind of devotion to study, practice this precious wisdom and compassion of Buddha. As you know, that what you are studying now and practicing, that historical Buddha taught. The historical Buddha, came on this planet over 2,600 years ago and taught this teaching just small part of in Himalaya region there. But what the Buddha taught is the teachings that still now in the 21st century, very fresh. There's nothing to change, but we're having a hard time to understand about it. Because when Buddha taught this, that teaching, what he realized is not something he taught as something cultural, belong to some belief system, culture system, ideology systems. Rather, before he became Buddha, he was called Siddhartha. His father was very powerful man and wealthy. The father has only one son, so that he was called Siddhartha, So because of that, he got excellent opportunity going to school to learn all the education system that exists at that time. And also he got great opportunity to meet many different religious leaders, what they believe, what they think is the good. And as his father was such a powerful man, then he provided his son, Siddhartha, all that what he needs, luxurious life, beautiful palace. And later he married to a beautiful woman and got a child. But Siddhartha was not just indulge what he have, but he was very alert, visiting his country, different places. And there he got opportunity to meet people. Some are very rich, some are very poor, and some are very educated, and some are very stupid people, And also, of course, he met young, old, all this. As he has such a acute clarity of the mind, he preserves, he sees all those things, and he contemplates himself. And there are farmers who are working very hard in the farmland in the summer, hot weather. In the winter, there are some places very cold, but they have to work hard for their life. So he was reflecting all of those who get old. He sees those old people, how fragile they are, their life. There are some who are sick and some who are dying. There's different things in the life that we have now. But as we do now, at that time also people are working hard for their life to free from suffering, to have peace and happiness in their life. How to be life joyful, Because of that, to enjoy his life, his father has provided him all that what he needs. But he, as mentioned, he was not just indulging that. He was reflecting. I know my father has provided me of that, what I need. And all the people in the country, they respect him so much. They have a lot of inspiration. Many people are inspired, his youth, his talent, all this. But he was seeing when all these they're old people, they're dying. So one day I'll be like them, these old people, this dying person. As they struggle, I will also struggle. What I should do, how I can handle these things. And also, his father was looking at him that one day he'll be the father's place, become a king of the country. So how I can provide to these people when they go through these difficulties. So he was like now the scientists, they investigate, the scientists are doing so much investigation, and he was doing the same thing, both from worldly concern, from religious beliefs concern. He has this both feeling, understanding, awareness. So he lived until 29 in his kingdom. But at the end, so just being in the kingdom, enjoying myself, is not the solution for myself and so for the people of the country. So, because these all are impermanent, subject of change, they will not last long. As I see there are people, some rich people, who are getting old, cannot see clearly, cannot hear, physically incapable, even walking. All the wealth they have, they don't help to those individuals. And it would be same as to me. So to help our people in the country and to help myself, I must do something special. So as he met so many gurus, teachers, religious leaders, and they taught their systems, ascetic life is the way to free from suffering, And because of this, then he left the kingdom for the good. See, otherwise for us, how it would be so difficult to live such kind of conditions. Beautiful house, palace, beautiful wife, a child, so many people around him. How you can live that kind of conditions. We are dying to get that, you know. But he left, not out of hatred, but out of wisdom to get some solutions for himself and all the rest of the people. So then, as you know, as you saw, there's some statues, painting, skeleton Buddha, you know. So he went through hardship, such ascetic life, no food, no clothes, no place to live, just bare, plain place for 6 years until he come to that point, become skeleton. You know? And when his father heard of these things, his heart was breaking. Why my son is doing these things? I provided him everything what he needs. He must be crazy that he's going through this, you know. See. So, but he achieved samadhi, you know, samadhi, meditative concentration, samadhi, the highest is called pervasive of the space, as equal to the space, but still he haven't found the solution to free from suffering. Being ascetic life, not eating food, not wearing clothes, is not just also not a solution. No. That's just to the dead end, you know. So then he renounced that because there's no solution. So then he started eating food because we have the flesh, you know, this flesh body to sustain that, just enough to eat the food, wear clothes, you know. And in the middle way, too much doesn't do any good. Too little is also not a good thing. But middle way means appreciate what you have. Rejoice what you have. Content what you have. That will bring real peace in the mind. You know, so he followed the middle path of, you know. When you eat too much, not so good, you know. See. So, but still he hasn't got the solution of the suffering. He aware everybody, not only human beings, even animals, insects, all sea mammals, birds, those who can talk, those who cannot talk, or those who can speak, those who cannot speak. Everyone desire for peace and happiness. Even you have peace today, is not sufficient. I want more peace. I want more happiness. You know? See, no one desire or appreciate the suffering. See, there's no one Even ruthless individuals, they are being ruthless because they want to have some happiness. They think that's their solution. That's called delusion, not knowing how to handle. So what is that? Now, as I mentioned, when I have all these things that people, we think, if I have this, I'll be happy. If I have this, I'll be happy. If I have, so when you don't have any car, so then if I get just one car that for transportation, I'll be happy. When you got one car that is good for transportation, but then you want a little better car. If I have that, I'll be happier. Then go on, but still not your happiness not accomplished. So what's that? So he was very carefully investigating, Siddhartha. Everything's so impermanent, Sometimes when you have good friends, you meet, the friends you become so close to each other, really so good. The friends will say, I can die for you. You're so dear to me, But then sometimes change, completely change. Then the friend will say, I will sue you. Becomes a bitter enemy. The best friend becomes a bitter enemy, So, just why? What is this about? This is how you should learn about the Buddha's life, okay? Not just something, it's a cultural system, this, that, something that's well planned before, We should learn this way. This is what Buddha did, So then he looked inside the mind. It's the mind. Now, I see it, that's the mind. The mind is so ambiguous. It's within you. You are thinking. You are doing things. Sometimes you don't like what you're doing yourself. What's wrong with me? Something you say, Why I'm doing this? Maybe I'm crazy. Sometimes you think that, See, what's that? Where is that? See, just look in there in your body, inside. Scientists, they're working hard about this, what you call biological or, this mind, the mental psychiatrists, psychologists, all this, using all the sophisticated machine, all this. Where's the mind, They come out at the brain, the piece of brain. So it's the brain. But brain is still a piece of flesh. It's not mine, See, so then they described this is the part of the brain is thinking. This how limited. Look at your mind. How much you are thinking. See. Even like say anger, just example, one anger. There's so many different layers of angers. Rage, anger, hatred. Then, then there are some feeling of not so good. Starting anger from there, when you don't feel good, when you don't feel good. It's something, there's aversion, and then from there you start anger. Then going many layers, and then at the last, then you just say, you kill other. That's the most, no? So when that anger is gone, how dare you can kill that other person? Cannot, So there are that kind of layers the mind. What's that? Where's that? So this is now he just said, I need to find out this, where this is, how this is working. It's so confusing, This is the one that I have to now get to see it. So the three methods, Shila, and then Samadhi, Prajna, there's three. It's called the three training. Okay. Shila means the moral ethics, how to make your mind a good, bring your mind in the right place. So, keep the mind in the right place. Then that would avoiding all the distractions. Okay. If we involve our mind with the distractions, there's no Shila. Mind becomes wild. You cannot control your mind. So bring your mind in the right place. This is Shila. Okay. With that mind, then there's called Samadhi, then full attentive awareness, mindfulness, and then go on. Nothing disturbs your mind, no matter what happened. So established, stabilized, Samadhi, meditative concentration, that many others do. Even non-Buddhists, there are many who have that kind of ability. That's not enough. The third, Prajna, special intrinsic awareness. So we need these three. So he realized, I need these three. So with this understanding, then he proceeded to Bodhgaya. I'm sure many of you have been to Bodhgaya where he attained enlightenment. With that kind of confidence, unflinching devotion, he's just sat on the kind of bachelor seat, on the kusha grass, he's just sat. There's no fancy clothes, no bouquet, there's no bouquet that, okay. So because of that courage, determination, and he just attained called Buddhahood, enlightened. So Buddha is Sanskrit word, what means fully awakened. So his mind was fully awakened. When he achieved that, then he got confidence. He said, I have now purified all the cause of suffering and the suffering. And he has no fear to say that. He said, I know everything. There's nothing exists that which I don't know. Because he knows. He has no fear to say that, because there no one can come say you have not done that, See, that's called wisdom. Prajna. Not just wisdom, collecting some information there, study this book, that book, that Buddhists believe this, Christianity believe this, Hinduism believe this, that, this, collecting a lot of information, we call very wise. That's not the real wisdom, This is the wisdom, this special intrinsic mind. So from that, then he saw all the sentient beings are suffering. Everybody is desperate to free from suffering. Because everyone has the seed of the enlightenment. It's called, it's called basic goodness. In a Buddhist, we can say Buddha nature, you have heard of. Awakened nature. Because everyone has the awakened nature, the fundamental effulgence that is pervaded to every sentient beings. Because of that, there's no one desire the suffering, because it contradicts your own nature. Okay? You should understand that. It's a very important point. When you have some peace and happiness, even small, you appreciate, but you want more, you see, because it becomes close to the nature of what you have. This is what's called capital for our Dharma practice. So when you start to practice Dharma teachings, we should understand it's not something like culture, believe something. Some kind of says, in the West we say Buddhism, something like Buddha created. It's not the Buddha created, Buddha revealed the reality nature of all that who we are in the world. From this point of view, we all have such very important responsibility. Not only just for yourself, for others. Okay. So that's why when we say these prayers, I take refuge in the Buddha, means I and all sentient beings have to achieve Buddhahood. How to achieve Buddhahood? So I take refuge in the Dharma, the Buddha taught, the teaching, the truth that we study, practice. By practicing the Buddha's teaching, then you become Sangha. So I take it as a guide towards enlightenment. So this is called three jewel. Okay? When you practice Dharma teachings, so because we say we become Buddhist, but not just you change from one belief to the another belief system, We're touching to the reality of who you are. That's why in the samsara, so we are confused in the samsara. Now, since the mind is very complex, so Buddha, took a long time to reveal that. So we individually Sometimes they may teach you, so, instant enlightenment. Possible, but it's within us. So we have to make effort. So the Buddha nature or the awakened nature that what we have, so that one, the same as the Buddha's wisdom mind. There's not a single difference at all. What the difference is, we still could not, we should say, uncover that nature, still under the control of the confusion. And a Buddha who's dispelled all the confusions and revealed fully that nature. So when we start to practice Dharma, we practice Dharma joyfully, with appreciation, with full confidence. But we have to know how we are confused. That's why when, from there, then out of Buddha's wisdom, compassion, he taught the Dharma teachings to all sentient beings. But first he taught the Four Noble Truths, the Four Noble Truths. That's how much we can comprehend. He could teach Mahamudra, Gyaltshen, all these things, which many of you have received those teachings, isn't it? But still, haven't done yet, isn't it? What happened, Because we didn't know first how we are confused, You built confusion upon the confusion, okay? Well, we are having the ego. You built more ego on above that. Attachment, That's why when Buddha taught the first, this Four Noble Truths, Buddha said, you should know the suffering. And avoid the cause of suffering. Relation with the suffering, Buddha taught, Meda Dongye Tong Tame, everything is impermanent. First, we don't know. But we know about impermanence, but we don't have the experience real into this. Also, we as those who are studying, practicing for quite some time, we have heard of this, everything's impermanent. It's something like become common to us. But like say, for me, I don't plan to die now. Do you plan? You don't, isn't it? I don't plan to die tonight. So I feel I'm certain I will stay tomorrow. And next week and next month, I plan what I should do next year. Isn't it? So we plan to live for hundreds of years because that shows we don't know impermanence really. Intellectually, yes, we know changing. but we don't plan to die. That's why our Dharma practices become so weak, so poor, So from this, Milarepa said, everybody knows Milarepa, isn't it? Is there anyone who doesn't know Milarepa? You don't know. You should read Milarepa's life. It's called 100,000 Songs. Also his life. It's beautiful, Such a great teacher who came in the 11th century in Tibet. I think because of his enlightenment that he achieved, made Tibetan Buddhism, teaching, become so powerful because he inspired everybody in Tibet. Everybody talks about him. So he said, I escaped the mountain because of the fear of the death. Now he said he went to the mountain, just stay there, relaxing, sleeping there is not that. Now what he did, I persistently practiced Dharma teaching, reflecting on the uncertainty of the death. So who knows I will die today? Who knows I will die tonight? I can't waste even a second. In Tibetan, religion, namji chame komkomnes, you see. I persistently meditated on the impermanence. By that, then he practiced bodhicitta. He practiced Mahamudra. All this, 6 years Naropa, all this, without any wasting. So now, I said, I captured the deathlessness nature of the emptiness, the wisdom. Now I am free from all the fear of the death, that death may come anytime. I have no fear. So as Buddha did, You see. So it's impermanence is very obvious, clear, in front of us. So we meditate on this. Everything's changing. So look at the weather. In the summer, so beautiful, lot of flowers, green, Now it's turning into fall, Leaves are changing. Leaves are now falling to the ground. Flowers are fading, Now you can see in the winter, snow, totally change. Look at that symbol of impermanence, changing. Now also look at, the day, when the day breaks, you can see all the trees, road, everybody you can see very obviously. But then you see at night become dark. You cannot see. When you walk on the street, you have fear. Completely different. So you have to look at this, how impermanence is. So now to free from all this fear is the Dharma teaching. The Dharma that we need to study, practice. When you study, practice Dharma, means work your mind, work out with our mind. How to make your mind best friend yourself. Otherwise, our mind becomes our most worst enemy. So just look at the impermanence. When I'm suffering, I want peace and happiness. When I'm happy, still I want peace and happiness. When I'm happy, still I don't want suffering. When I'm suffering, still I don't want suffering. We cannot adjust with suffering, you know. No matter how much you are suffering, you never can adjust the suffering. You see, because it's not your nature, as I mentioned. How much you have peace and happiness, you never satisfy, because we'll not achieve the Buddhahood. You see, when you achieve Buddhahood, then you are fully satisfied. Because now you reveal your full nature of yourself. For this reason, we're starting practicing the Dharma teaching. It's the wisdom of the enlightened mind. Okay? And that also we have to go step by step according to your ability. No? Like say the young tree, just growing very young, is very flexible. You can bend, you know. But if it's old tree, you cannot bend. If you bend, it breaks, you know. So we have to go according to our ability, okay? You have to make yourself comfortable when you practice Dharma. So Dharma, we should understand, is not something different culture, different or belief system. It reveals step by step your own nature, you see. And then when you follow that, you really appreciate. See, as I'm talking about, first to look at the impermanence. Oh, generally when you talk about the impermanence, looks like a bad thing, you know. It's impermanence. I don't like to hear that word, impermanence, you know. But we should know we are in that state, you know. So when you know how to reflect on the impermanence, see what kind of benefits you get, see. Look at you, see, when you're upset with your enemy, this person is my enemy, I hate that person, you know, then you have the hatred in the mind. But if you reflect about the impermanence, our relation, the hatred is temporarily happening due to these causes, conditions, you know. It's impermanent. He or she can be my best friend, you know. Reflect on the impermanence. Everything's changing. Everything's illusory nature. So that helps your aggressiveness of the mind to relax. Sometimes you have such a strong attachment, a pernicious attachment, which only brings the suffering into you. Even you don't want to have the attachment, but still you're attached. There's so much pain in your heart. You know, what should I do? No, I cannot stand this. But reflect on the permanence. Oh, this changing, temporary. It happens suddenly due to causes and conditions, and it changes into causes and conditions. You reflect on the impermanence. It's very helpful, you know. Look at this, you know. So when the monks, you know, at the time of Buddha, when the monks are little, their mind become wild, you know. Buddha says to all the monks, oh, you all monks, everything is impermanent. When Buddha said this word, the monks, their all mind becomes more calm, more peaceful. You know? So reflect that. It's very good. Sometimes you're suffering yourself. You feel, what should I do? I'm so desperate. Reflect on the impermanence. This is impermanent. No. I'm not always this way. It certainly happened due to causes, conditions. Reflect on the impermanence. Past is past, gone. No matter how much I have a pain a minute ago, it's gone. Future is not come yet here. This moment is very transitory, natural. Look at that. Reflect. You see how much relief you can get from that. You see. So past these are we can do, you see, that what we can do. And that what we can do, we should do it. Instead of grasping something very high, this is high, this is powerful, that powerful, So bring your mind at yourself. Reflect on the impermanence. See, breathing in. So impermanent. And then breathing out. It goes out. See, it is all a sign of impermanence. See. When you drive, the tire running so fast is impermanent, Look at this spinning, So impermanent. Reflect on this, you see. Is this Buddhist? What would you say? This is not a Buddhist, isn't it? What is this? It's called reality, nature of all the phenomena, that which is composite. So reflect on these. So I'm just talking step by step, okay? So reflect on the impermanence. Reflect on the suffering, you see. Generally, we know we all are suffering. I want suffering. No, I don't want suffering. I want peace and happiness. But we don't know the layer after layer about the suffering. We know the suffering of suffering, the obvious suffering. So today I don't feel good. We're suffering, What should I do? Then the second types of suffering of change. Most of you know. All the happiness, joy we have doesn't last long. The change, the very good weather which we enjoy, suddenly change. It's got suffering of change. Not only that, what we enjoy, that itself can become a cause of suffering. Just for example, when you're hungry, you're really hungry, you're looking for a good dish. Whether you want to cook or whether you want to go to restaurants, and then you're so hungry when you get the first plate. You're looking forward to that. And you enjoy every bite, isn't it? Every bite you enjoy because you're so hungry. Now you eat one plate. Now you order the second plate. It's because it's all so enjoyable, When you order the second plate, then it can become a cause of suffering, This cause suffering of change. There's all that in the world, in the samsara that we are. And we never satisfy what we have. When you don't have anything, when we get some money, to our expenses, 100, 200, 300, about 1,000, we appreciate. But we appreciate and also it's good, but I want more. Then we got about 100,000. Oh, I'm very good. Now it's not enough. Then how many? You get a millionaire, you become a millionaire. Still you are not happy, not finished, Then you become billionaire, but still you are not satisfied. Can you see? I'm not saying everything is bad, okay? But this is how reality, which you have to touch our mind, the reality, nature of the world. How to limit yourself. That's why Buddha said you should content what you have. You should appreciate what you have. When you have enough food to eat, a place to live, and where to clothe, if you know how to appreciate, that brings the real happiness, peace in the mind. There's a Nagarjuna's letter, in the Nagarjuna's writing letters mentioned, from the best wealth of all the wealth, the contentment, that which Buddha said. When you know how to content yourself, you are rich, even you don't have the material wealth. I think it's very good. In the morning when you get a bowl of soup, porridge, and you say, this is a collection of many people's work. Here I'm eating, the farmer, the agent, and all this collective. And I got this bowl of soup, and I'm enjoying. I'm so grateful. I appreciate this. And I'm so content, whether it is good or not good. This gives me enough, and that brings the real joy in your mind, happiness in the mind. Others were saying, oh, this is not so good. I want to have a little better and better this and better that. You never can satisfy what you have. So first we have to meditate this way, understand this way. Everything's changing. Everybody is suffering in the world. The most powerful in the country, man, the people who on the street, everyone is suffering in different way. Some are more mentally suffering. Some are more physically suffering, Look at this. These are good things that to know. I'm not saying they are good thing to be, but these are good thing to understand, so that we can cultivate great compassion, loving kindness. Okay. La. Do you need a break? Anybody? It's okay? Okay, like this way. Now you should relax here, meditate, appreciate, okay? I'm sure that many of you have heard of this many times, okay? But reintroduce, reflect, just say, oh, I heard of this before, I don't need these things, instead of feeling that, so I need to refresh more. I have to bring more in my mind, to reflect on this, so that I can take out all my delusions, mental afflictions. how to get rid of these mental afflictions, afflictive emotions, they're called. In Sanskrit, what's called? Klesha. Klesha. It's afflictive emotions. That's what we have. People will tell you, don't be angry, don't be so attached. They will tell you that much, but will never tell you how to get rid of them. Okay. Is that true? Instead, in all this modern advancement, all this, they developed all this, this called 5 sensorial objects. Do you know that? 5 sensorial objects to see from the eyes, to hear in your ears, smell and taste in your tongue, and touch, tactile touch. This all objects that produce to fulfill your desire, attachment. They make as beautiful as they can, so that your eyes, senses, eyes consciousness to fulfill your attachment from the eyes. So all so beautiful, all colorful, and the music is so beautiful, loud, this to fulfill your desire of your ears, consciousness. And your foods are made so fragrant food, to fulfill your nose consciousness. And all the foods are so deliciously prepared. They're so scrumptious. So your tongue is totally enjoy all this. And clothes are so beautifully designed, all these things you see. Every year there's some different design. See? So they all just created to enjoy your life. So how much you can enjoy? Look at you in your closet. How many clothes you have? See? At your doorstep, how many shoes you have? See? How much you need? You see? Sometimes in the morning, your clothes, it takes at least 10, 15, 20, half an hour, what clothes you should wear, See, this all a product to satisfy your desire, your attachment, you see? But how much you are satisfied. So you go to all the universities, colleges, and all the education systems you go, religious ceremonies, how much they will teach you how to get rid of your mental afflictions. Very few, So Buddha, through his wisdom, taught how to get rid of, purify your mental afflictions, which is not easy. But that's the only solution. Okay. When you go around, always watch your mind, what you're looking for. No. Buddha taught how to watch your mind. Because when you know how to watch your mind, then real peace can come from there. This is not a religious training, okay? This reality nature. Sometimes your difficult time comes, that time how to handle your mind. How to purify your mind. When you're angry in your mind, you say, anger is there, the outrage your mind. Your mind is so not disturbed. You see, that mind is so, there's so much suffering is there now. Such great suffering is there. There's no outside such called hell realm. That place where you are is the hell realm. You know, you are tortured by that anger, hatred. Then, like say, I can teach you, or you should not. You should get rid of this anger. You do these things, but we individually have to take responsibility how to get rid of this. So that's why individual responsibility is so important. So when I know how to handle my anger, purify, get rid of, and I have the peace in my mind that nobody can give me that peace, but only I can achieve that by my own effort. We need such a guidance, of course, great guidance. We need teachers, but it's our individual's responsibility whether you do or not do that. Make sense? If you disagree, please, we can discuss, you see. Yeah. Okay? It's an open space, That's why we appreciate the Dharma teachings, you see. Especially nowadays, the lot of wars going out, so many fightings going out, there's so lot of confusions, all the times we're just blaming outside. You are the one who made me miserable. I'm here, I'm suffering so much because of you. Without realizing how I should have the responsibility, how I should take how to handle this. So when I know how to handle myself, then you see, my mind is always peace. If I don't disturb my mind is peace. That's why it's called everything's interdependent, interconnected. There are a lot of causes, conditions around there, but we have to know how to handle those things. And wherever you are, that place is pure land when we know how to handle our mind. Otherwise, even we stay in such a wonderful place, beautiful place, but if my mind is totally engage in all these delusions. Well, I'm staying in such a beautiful, expensive place. I'm in the hell realm, Then sometimes when you're so angry, your beautiful cup you throw on the ground, You paid a lot of money, your cup, says, oh, this is beautiful cup, But when you're raised, then you are so upset, you throw the cup on the ground, So this way, how we have to meditate, handle the mind and make your mind your friend, yourself, instead of you making your mind as enemy, The mind is, as mentioned, very complex, very profound, vast. We just sometimes we look at this outside space, the outer space. If anybody found the fringe of the outer space, fringe. The last part of the space. Have anybody found?
No.
Have not found, isn't it? So this is called outer space, the inner space as well. So you can just look at your mind. Oh, that's my mind. No limit. It's inner space, no limit. So that's why when you realize your inner space totally, completely, so then let's say Buddha's wisdom now goes on the past, in the past, beginningless. When Buddha says, in the beginningless time, something has happened. So he could reflect there because he realized the inner space. And the future, Buddha says, from now to the endless, this is that he can reflect. Because the inner space, he's revealed. The limitlessness of the mind. It's amazing, isn't it? So to that, you say, yeah, okay, now. So this all, the limitless mind is controlled or under the seas of this mental affliction. Mental afflictions makes our mind limit. Okay. You have heard of adventitious obscuration? Adventitious obscuration, that obscuration makes our mind limit. It's called adventitious because it's very temporary, changing all the time. That's why we can change, we can purify. But the mind, nature of the mind, that what you have can never be destroyed. Cannot be destroyed. It's always there, like the space there cannot destroy. No matter how much afflictions we have, cannot get rid of this nature of the mind. It's, as mentioned, a ruthless person still desire for happiness, peace, because his Buddha nature is there. So those who know before this, what I'm talking about, and those who are new here, so we should always reflect to yourself. I'm so grateful I'm here to reflect on this wisdom. No, I can change. It's in my hand. No. Now, we don't know how long we live, but as long as you live, even one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, take advantage, make connection towards the enlightenment, and appreciate. So how to really, discover your nature. So first look at the impermanence. Everything's changing, including your mind. As mentioned, in the morning you are happy, in the afternoon you are not happy. Why? In the morning you are not happy, in the afternoon you are happy. Why? Today you feel so relaxed, and next day you don't feel relaxed. Why? Because so we're in that jungle of the mental afflictions. They take us. And these not just came today or tomorrow or yesterday. It's come from many lifetimes. So the habit of our attachment, the habit of our angers, so deeply rooted within us, difficult to get rid of them. But we can rid of them because they are impermanent. And at the end, their nature is emptiness. Their nature is empty. Okay? That's why empty, we are not making empty. The nature is empty. Because of everything is impermanent. From that you can see everything is empty. Through the quantum physics theory, the big rocky mountains are solid, So through the quantum physics theory, they investigated, and they found, you see, these all the rocks there. If you investigate dust particles, nothing exists. Just through the intellectual. Now if you practice that, you can realize. So that's why, as I mentioned, you read the Milarepa's life story, you can see there. Okay? If anybody has any questions? Okay. To do this study practice, have you received this copy? Yes. Look at your in this booklet. Look at the page. If you have this copy of the How to Live in Happiness, or you have this bodhicitta. What you have? One is this prayer. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Page 61. Which, if you have the copy of the How to Live in Happiness, page 61, this God, the four thoughts that turn the mind. Okay, you said, this kind of leisure in endowment is supremely difficult to obtain. When we obtain this body, which is easily lost, do not waste it meaninglessly, but rather use it to attain the ultimate liberation, joyous result. Okay? Oh, you don't have copy?
No, sure.
You share it because they are. This one. Yeah. Yeah, here's page 61. Okay. Now this how to appreciate yourself when you have this interest, when you have the interest to study, practice, okay. This shows you how to appreciate yourself. The time, leisure means the time you have. You got the time to come here to reflect, sit down, and it's called leisure. And then endowment means the conditions that Dharma teaches that now, like I come here to explain these teachings. And also Buddha came on this planet who taught these precious Dharma teachings. Their teaching continued up until now, and that we can study, practice. Now, in the past, you see, in the West, we don't have this kind of opportunity way back, But in Asia, you see, Buddha taught Dharma, as mentioned, Buddha taught Dharma teachings, a small part of India, but that Dharma went to all the way to Myanmar, Burma, and to Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, Malaysia, all the way to the Asia, and to the West, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all the way, even part of Iran, and to the east, to all the Himalaya mountains, and then to Tibet, China, Mongolia, you see. Oh, the Dharma went to all these places. And so many people got benefit from this. So many things have changed, Some barbarian life changed into kind, compassion, maybe not 100%, but much better, before. Little have some sense of like chanting mantra, even something going bad, or says, I have compassion to this is going the difficult time, So the things have changed. Now Dharma is coming in the West because the transportations and the communication, because of modern technologies. So we should feel so happy about it, rejoice about this. We should take full advantage of this understanding, based on this. Then you see, even though we have this precious human life, now reflect, as you mentioned, how impermanent is coming also, Everything so impermanent, transitory nature. Generally, everything so impermanent. Now, especially nowadays, look at all the transportations. Aeroplane flies in the sky, so fragile, you see. One aeroplane, how many things, it depends on that. If one small things go wrong, see. Have you heard of the news in India? a few months ago, airplane fly from Allahabad, that over 200 people, just the airplane crashed. Only one is survived, you see. So every soul. Look where now buses, train, our cars, speeding. This all are impermanent, you see, We never know, So when we have this precious human life, we use the best for yourself. Bring the compassion in your heart. Bring the loving kindness in your heart. We have, but we need to multiply, make better, stronger. So this precious human life, what we have, is that gives us opportunity. There are so many people in the world, but how many are interested like this Dharma? Very few. Even those who are interested, how many are really dedicated? Very few. So those who are dedicated, or interested, even so precious. Because reflecting to yourself. Generally, we don't reflect to ourselves, as mentioned, we're always in the outside. Our mind goes outside. Objectified all our mind on the outer things to fulfill our desire. Now here Dharma gives us wisdom, especially this precious human life, gives you opportunity how to satisfy yourself in your mind. So impermanence, as I mentioned, the nature of all phenomena is impermanent. Death is a certainty for all who are born. Death can descend any time like a dewdrop on a blade of grass. Quick, it is time to make effort for the essence of the Dharma. So this is explained, We have napkin. Thank you. Oh, there, here, give me. Thank you. Also, if you read Jewel Ornament of Liberation, the book written by Kambupa, so precious. These are described so beautifully. Not too much, but in few pages, beautifully explained about precious human life, about the impermanence, okay? And impermanence is there are many gross impermanent, and then more subtle impermanence, like as I mentioned, changing the 4 seasons, and day and night, and the very subtle impermanent, like the current of the river. We say, I saw this river last year, or I saw this river yesterday, or I say, I saw this river this morning, but all that I saw is gone. Right now, what I'm seeing is different. You see, our mind is like that, you see. We are not capturing the real impermanence. Everything is so instant, moment to moment. To look at the river, how it's going. As mentioned, the spinning, the tire. Just that's also impermanent, you see. From that point of view, it shows everything is emptiness. Okay. Nothing exists independently. To capture this, you need such a great samadhi, meditative state. No? When you have such a powerful meditative state, your mind is so stabilized. From that method of this stabilization of the mind, your mind becomes so clear, very precise. And then you see the reality nature of that itself is unfabricated. Rana, what you are saying is all fabricated. The solid, what you see, solid is fabricated. It's contrived. Because of that fabrication of the mind and contrived mind, was called confined. You know, confined? We are confined, we are trapped in the delusion. So when we could break through that, purify that, our mind becomes just unconfined. Vastness is a space. You see everything so precise. There you see suffering does not exist independently. See, when you see this body, our body is nature of the illusory nature. No? Like rainbow nature, illusory nature. When you have that wisdom, then your mind is, you see, so precise, clear. In such concentrated mind, the suffering does not exist. Because body, since body itself is not exist, how suffering can exist? No? Make sense? Yes. That's the reality nature. But we need such a mind to capture that. So to do that, as mentioned, three trainings are indispensable. Okay. Then is the karma, cause. The fruit of one's positive karma is happiness, or the virtuous deeds. What you design, like I'm sure you have heard of 10 virtues and 10 non-virtues, like taking lives, killing others, telling a lie, and stealing, and these things mentally, you see, anger, hatred, attachment, greed, these are the non-virtues, Carl, and that brings the suffering. And you just sometimes why is anger brings the suffering? Why? Why not this reasonable anger? When somebody tortured you, you have a reason to be angry. No, we have a reason to be angry, upset. But still, why suffering is coming from that? You have reason to be angry, and when you have anger, why you are suffering? What do you say that? Yes, you say because anger itself. If you ask why anger is the cause of suffering. So why fire is hot and burning? You ask why fire is hot and burning. Why not fire bring some coolness, fresh? What's your answer for that? So this card, you see, the reasoning of nature is nature. Fire's heart is nature. Okay. The anger is the cause of suffering, is nature. Okay. See. There are four reasoning. The one is called that. No, the one is called functional reasoning. Everything, what something's done, it becomes a cause of that individual result. It's a functional reasoning. And this is called the reasoning of the nature, okay? This is called empirical, okay? So when you have this kind of reasoning, understanding, then your Dharma study practice will be so stabilized. You never waste your time, So these things are very important that you study, practice. Otherwise, I'm sure you have seen, there's some people out of some information, news, and they're interested so much for 10, 15, 20 years, and after some 20 years, they give up because they haven't got good reason. They are not fully convinced by the reason. Okay. When you got the reason, because in this modern 21st centuries, we are all educated. Education is so kind of appreciated. Since education is so appreciated, Dharma is educational. Not only educational, so profound, deep, And then every minute you will enjoy the Dharma when you have this good foundation, So that's why see, the fruit of one's positive karma is happiness. Suffering is the fruit of the negative karma. Karma, is a Sanskrit word. It's cause, action. If you put any action, mentally, physically, becomes a cause to manifest the result, effect. So, the inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding. Dharma means phenomena. Oh, the phenomena. You understand this point? This inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding phenomena. What that mean? Yes.
When you think or do something,
Huh?
when you think or do something, it causes other things to happen.
Inexorable. Inexorable karmic causation was that. Inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding all phenomena.
It's unstoppable.
You can't separate cause from effect.
Oh,
You can't separate cause from effect.
inseparable, inexorable. It's called, basically its meaning is infallible. Okay, it's infallible. It's not because of belief system. Belief can be changed. But this something, if you make fire, what's the inexorable? Unfailing of the burning fire, what's that? Hot. Okay, when you make fire, the hot and burning will come without choice. It's not that I believe the fire is hot. It's not that you are believing the fire is hot. The fire is hot by nature. Okay. If anybody touches that fire, will burn their hand. That's what's called inexorable karmic causation. Okay. It's the mode of abiding, Mode of abiding means
The way it is.
Oh,
It's the way it is.
yeah, more abiding way, how abide, how they function. You know, when the fire is functioning, then that burns. It's the mode of abiding. The fire being burning hot is the mode of abiding of the fire. Okay? When you eat the poison will kill you. It's the poison's nature. Yes.
That's its nature.
That's
its nature.
Exactly, yes. So these are very important terminology that we should adjust. Okay. Then you have your own conviction, and you can explain to others from that point of view. It's not just believe, So I believe this is something, or this you have to believe this way, You have to believe karma, there's something exists, mysteriously. Okay, so you see, henceforth, therefore, practice the distinguishing between what should be practiced and what should be given up. See, so precious, you see. We should have a wisdom, your own conviction, understanding. So this I should not do this because it's not good for me. It looks good, but really not good, Some people may say, oh, this is good, Why not? Have a cup of drink, Enjoy it. Then you say, no, I don't want this. It's not good for me. Instead, I will enjoy a glass of fruit juice, So Dharma practice is you should feel comfortable yourself. You know what you're doing. Okay. Something otherwise we say, expecting something, magic, Or if you do this, something will happen. If you do this practice, something will happen, We're expecting some magic, power, Then at the end, it disappoints you. So that is the karma cause. It's very precious, real karma. The details of the karma is difficult to explain. Just for example, the peacock feather, the peacock feather, one feather, how many colors it has? Each, what you call that feather is hair, what do you call?
Hair, strand.
Strand, hair, Each has its own color. Mm-hmm. That each color has its own cause. How you can explain that? You see, only Buddha's wisdom can explain that. Okay? This is more difficult to understand than the emptiness. See? So that's why it's called Buddha's wisdom is omniscient, knowing everything. So from that wisdom, Buddha taught all these teachings. Buddha is not something out there, enjoying, some punishing somebody or dislike. It's not that, playing around, very precise. And nature of compassion, nature of wisdom. Such a precious. Really, still I cannot say enough about the Buddha. It's not a magical thing. So, about that karma. Then suffering of samsara, as we talked a little bit about. In the three lower realms, means hell realm, Hari Ghost, animal, of course there's enough suffering, Even in the three higher ones, where we are, human beings. Human beings are much better off than animals, you see. All the animals are under the mercy of human beings, you see. Look at this, you see, nowadays, because of the companies and this business, or what you call, these technologies, then you see the fish farm, look at the fish farms, the poultry farm, chicken farm, look at how much those individuals suffering, because they cannot talk. They just suffer. Under the mercy of the human being, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of there, and we have no inner consideration there, concern there, only for our consumption. Just you look at this, So you who have this Dharma, you who are practicing Dharma, appreciate yourself. This gives me some wisdom, understanding. I'm so fortunate. They're suffering so much. Really, So there is not an instant of absolute happiness. This is important. It's not saying there's no happiness. Yes, we have happiness in the world. Because of that, we were looking for that. We want to establish more happiness. But we know, as I mentioned, all the happiness we have is very transitory in nature. Always keep changing. So that's why I said no in one instant absolute happiness. So when we can achieve absolute happiness, when we become Buddha. See, in other words, when we purify all our mental afflictions, obliterate all these mental afflictions from the root, then you can say, I can breathe peace and happiness. See, that's what we're looking for. That's why when you practice Dharma, don't look for some temporary relief, okay? I'm practicing because of I feel not so good now, I practice Dharma. When you start practice for the benefit of, I cultivate the mind to attain complete Buddhahood, enlightenment, for the benefit of all sentient beings. You just meditate on this. This is how to maximize your mind, to realize that you are nature of the mind, to attain complete enlightenment. Okay? Happiness. So I will avoid the cause, root cause. This is a mistake, R-O-O-T. not R-O-U-T. Okay. The root cause of my samsaric existence, and I practice the excellent path of peace to the enlightenment. So reflecting on the suffering of the samsara, and we meditate on that. Okay, where's your bathroom? Down there? Yeah, I need to go there briefly. I think this morning I drink too much.
Do you need any medicine? They have something. I can give you some on the shoulder. Tea that helps. Tea? Yes, that's good. Okay, I'll give you tea. I can go home and lunch and get in drink. No problem. Father, no, 7 Yeah, I can have my wife and I too. No problem. Do you anything that you need specifically? It looks good for you. Okay. Oh, this is the just so oh, yes. This one you okay. There.
Thank you. Shira Wong, here we have. Shira Wong, you know? Yeah, from Malaysia. He's a very good translator. Good to see you. Okay, okay. Our time is so precious. No, we cannot waste even a minute. This today and tomorrow. Okay. So reflect on this. They are called the four thoughts that turn the minds. Means you see where we are living now, where we're working so hard. Everybody in the world, you see, working so hard, regardless who they are. Farmers, laborers, those big companies people, business people, politicians, and the scientists, the what do you call the prosecutors, they are working so hard to prosecute, They're trying to find something to prosecute, So everyone is working so hard. Look at the ants, They're working whole day and night, bringing things back and forth, So, the mouse, they're working so hard, And mosquitoes, they're working so hard to find something to bite, Everyone is working hard, But at the end of the day, what we achieved now. See, this is what he's talking about that, okay? Everything is impermanent, changing. Nothing lasts long. And everything is what we call under the dimension of the causality. Everything functions within the causality. When causes and conditions come together, something happens. When the causes and conditions doesn't work, nothing happens. That's why scientists, the medical scientists, they're working so hard to experiment what's working, what's not working, how to do these things. They try to put many things together. Shows everything is causes and conditions. To function, one thing depends on many causes and conditions. Nothing stands in one. It's all illusory nature, you see. Look at this. Look at the aeroplane as mentioned. How many things need to build the aeroplane, to fly? Not just one thing, not just the engine itself, but there's so many, When you investigate all these things, you see, just so illusory nature. Same thing with our body, ourself. So from this, then as mentioned, look at the mind. When you come to the mind, about the special mind, it comes to the mind, in the karma. When you look at the karma, there's karma created by the mental afflictions, nyomoba, and le is called. Mental afflictions, afflictive emotions, and action. From these mental afflictions, we put action physically, verbally. When you attach, when you have a pernicious attachment, from that point you have such kind of expression. When you have anger, hatred, from that you have such kind of expression. And they put the action. From that action brings the karma. From that karma brings the result. You see, it's all very clear, obvious. But we have to just tune in and just open you have to have the key to open that lock. They open the door and just see it. This all is about Dharma, is about that. But especially as mentioned, the mind. When you go into the mind is very complex and then going deeper and deeper and deeper, because mind has so many layers. Anybody here who know 10 bhumis? You see, even who achieved the enlightenment, some extent, first bhumi, called 10 stages. In each, there's explanations. It's because of the mind. And then you see, as I mentioned, the six realms, and the hell realms mentality, the Holy Ghost mentality, the animals mentality, our human beings mentality. All the look at this, you see. All their nature is emptiness, same nature. All are within the dimension of emptiness. Nothing is out of that emptiness. But within that emptiness, then all these causes, conditions multiply and play the role, So that's how we need to establish the Dharma teachings in the world, Not just some chanting mantra, do some visualization, That's not enough. So, you have heard of some Tupchen, it's like week-long retreat, chanting mantra, visualize, and all this, and you finish. And then maybe you are enlightened or maybe not enlightened, who knows? If you are enlightened, wonderful, But it is hard, not so easy, So these are the first, have to have some understanding. Basic, you see, the causality. That's that the modern scientists are working so hard because there are so many causes and conditions. Okay, so there's the 4 thoughts. Contemplation. Thought means you contemplate. When you contemplate on these 4 subjects, how much opportunity you have, precious human life. And then your mind turn from samsaric towards enlightenment. So then you get a message, samsara is not the real place to stay all the time. Now, I have been staying there for a long time, for many, many, many lifetimes, haven't achieved anything, nothing is achieved something like absolute, in the samsara. I must change my mind, from now staying to, I change my mind staying from samsara towards enlightenment. Okay, this is the point. Change, this called turning the mind. That turns the mind. Very precious. This is, without this, 4 turning the mind, 4 thoughts of turning the mind, even you practice highest view, Mahamudra, Dzogchen, or highest yoga, tantra, if you whatever chakra channels, whatever you do, is still within the vicious cycle of samsara. Because it's a mind. The nature of the view of whole existence is emptiness. The view of itself is Dzogchen, Mahamudra. It's already there. We don't have to create. But to capture that is our mind. To do that, then mind needs this skill, these methods. Okay? And also, as mentioned, this afternoon we'll discuss so much about these things, about how to cultivate loving kindness, compassion. To cultivate loving kindness, compassion, so these reflection of the impermanence, suffering of samsaras are so important. It's indispensable. When you're more kind of reflecting on the suffering of samsara, and you have better opportunity to cultivate compassion. Otherwise, sometimes we say, don't talk too much about suffering. It's just depressing. I don't like that idea, you know. Sometimes the Buddhists are so negative. They always just talk about the suffering, you know. they don't have anything to say something good about, you know. But the more you reflect on suffering, more you can energize practice of compassion. Okay, these are things that you see. Now good? Okay, this morning we went through, how helpful this morning? Just tell me. Helpful? Okay. So, you know, I try to be helpful, really, you know. So you as interested in Dharma teachings, you know, I cannot, you know, I dare not waste your time and energy, you know. As long as you're interested, you know, to say things so that you can practice Dharma more sincerely, you know, more effectively. That's my motivation, you know. Because I see Buddha's teaching so precious, you know. I studied some. I'm not a good practitioner. I'm not a good example of practitioner. But I have such strong devotion to Buddha, you know. So try to be, you know, helpful to people. Don't waste other people's time, you know, and your energy. You know. You say some beautiful things. Oh, this is dream yoga. Oh, good, you know. And then people are so much interested. Dream yoga. Oh, I like to go to retreat, dream for 1 week, you know. Can you lead us a dream yoga for 1 week, you know? Of course, it is so precious. But I think for like me, for like you, our mind is so, what do you call, disoriented, you know? Difficult to capture the dream yoga, you know? It's not a practical thing, you know? Yes, it is good teaching, but it's not practical. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Now we say some dedication prayers. Okay, in this same, I think we have, in the same book, the last page, from 64. Okay. First, take a deep breath. Inhale fully. Then exhale all your stress. And then if you got some benefit, you appreciate. Oh, it's helpful. No. That gives me some ground, foundation to study, practice Dharma teachings. Appreciate that. And also, you can store in your mind. There's some topics that what I mentioned. Don't forget, or don't leave on your cushion when you leave. So bring into your heart, meditate, reflect. With this, then we do this dedication prayer. Devise a dedication prayer by Lord Chitra Sunggun, because this has a very profound meaning. So I'd like to say this, Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, root and lineage lamas, divine assemblies of Yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yokin, and Dakinis dwelling at the 10 directions, please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself, all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana, the innate root of virtue, not result in 8 worldly concerns, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as a Sharapaka Sampatika Buddha. May all mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and mine, obstructors who harms, misleading maras, and haters with demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious in Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, and arrogance not rise in my mind. May the attachment to this petition, wealth, honor, and concern for this end not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinite of space. May I gain supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering arise at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of mind as such, and pervading clarity of the Dharmata. May I, in any case, gain supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo. May the teachings of great Rikumpa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation until the end of the samsara. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, thank you.
感谢上师，
Thank you，
感谢上师，感恩翻译。
谢谢欢迎，
感恩仁波切，
大家，
仁波切，
感谢呢，
Thank you,
感谢呢，
谢谢仁波切，
Thank you very much.
得乐，感恩仁波切，大吉得乐，
感恩
读这些仁波切。
Thank you, Rinpoche.
感恩翻译，
Thank you, Debbie,
感恩仁波切
and the
跟
entire
医师。
team. Thank you so much for such a precious opportunity.
Have a nice break. Resume again at 2 p.m. Bye-bye.